What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York. We are at the Hugo Hotel today, and today we are here with Tim Ripper Owens, the Hell Destroyer, and the Tyrant of the Three Tremors. Thank you guys for your time.
Woo!
Oh, that was beautiful. Can you do that again? Oh, that was just so
Trying to
beautiful.
keep it low, trying not to blow anything out.
Just be careful.
I
Don't
can't wait to
save
edit
it.
that and just see like the sound levels just going right up.
settle down now.
But it's so awesome to have you here. We're looking forward to the show at Gramercy Theater March
Yeah.
4th. You currently have your self-titled album done, and you're going to be presenting it. Let's just give a rundown on how the making of the record has been. Who wants to go first?
Tim
You.
Ripper Owens here.
Well, I'll go. Listen, Sean years ago contacted me and he's like, "Listen, I want to do this three singers thing, and I want to make a record. I want to do an album. I want to do this thing right instead of just getting together and playing our back catalog and touring like I've done with other people." And that's what won me over. And next thing you know, he's like, "I'm going to get Harry Conklin from Jack Panzer to do it." And I thought, this is a great fit, three metal singers. And when he sent me the material, that was, that also sold me because I liked the direction. It was straightforward metal, make your head explode, everything's going full steam. And that's when the wheels turned and started going.
Awesome. How do you guys decide who sings over what? I always like asking bands with multiple singers that, like, how do you do...
We get a hat, and we pick out, oh, Harry sings that part.
Yep. Well, we use the record as the guideline, once we figured out how we were going to do it on the record. Then when we went into rehearsals, we were using that as the basis. But then as we started playing, we decided to kind of simplify some things. And then also, there was a part on, a certain song, like, I really enjoy singing this part live. And so, like, me and Harry switched a couple parts, and we switched some parts. So live, it's a little different than the album, but the album was pretty much the basis. That's
the template.
The
See,
template.
the thing is, when we recorded the record, we all did the whole record ourselves. We recorded the whole thing. Like, I did my version, harmonies, even added different harmonies, different parts, and everybody else did the same thing. So there wasn't a template to start with because we all recorded it. So there's three versions of this album that we have our own.
Yeah, we had to give it to the editor, to basically figure out which was, the most dramatic part for that, line or chorus or bridge or something like that. And then obviously all the harmonies, we would put everybody's voice in the harmony, unless they had the lead line prior to that. But yeah, basically left it up to the cutting room floor
on the album. There's some parts where I left, Dave Garcia and I kind of made the choices on how it was going to go on the record, and some parts I left. He had all his killer harmony, part. So we just took it's all Tim doing a harmony. Sometimes I left just me doing the harmony parts on myself that we recorded, since we had the full version of the album from each guy. And then other parts I'm like, oh, he's got the harmony under him, and mix it in. So it's a really cool mix of all different stuff on the record. And like they said, there's a full, complete version of this album. There's a Tyrant version of the album. There's a Hell Destroyer version. There's a Ripper version. And we're going to release those. And we even have the individual artwork already done.
Oh, wow.
Of the three different album covers. And they're totally badass looking. And so we've been just sitting on this killer artwork. God, we want someone to see it, but we can't do it until the time's right. But those different versions are going to come out eventually. It's another cool little thing for the fans.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As vocalists, and I love asking singers this, do you guys need to hear music to come up with lyrics, or has there ever been a time where maybe you come up with a line or a verse and maybe that could determine the arrangement of the song?
It's kind of both, right?
I come up with stuff all the time. I'll just come up, even when I was working with the Denner Sherman stuff, they weren't used to, I'd send them a fully recorded chorus to a click track with no music. So I come up with a lot of stuff outside of just music, but it's also then there's music, you come up with stuff too. But yeah, there's songs that are created just off a melody line, melody line or a chorus.
For me, I like to, I'm sorry, Tim, but for me, I like to listen to the music and get a vibe off of it, like a feeling off of it, and then write a story around that emotion that was created by the music. So then that seems to tie everything together, because then that same feeling, I know it's my perception of it, but it seems to mix with the music better than coming up with a vocal line first and then adopting the music around it.
You can inspire guitar players when you give them stuff, you know. Like the title track of the last Denner Sherman album, Masters of Evil, I sent him the whole chorus, and he's like, "Wow, this is very cool. This is coming out of nowhere, and we are writing a song. We are making a song." And but you do the same thing. You come up with some choruses and some
I come up with some
ideas,
choruces.
melodies
A
and
lot of
stuff.
times, it's funny. I'll do it whatever way it can happen. You know, if I have my phone, I'll start saying something in the phone or a melody. But another way that I
You
do
play
is
guitar, too.
I'll play guitar too, and I'll even write melodies on a keyboard every now and then. I'll hear something, I'll go, you know, or I'll write a melody with the music with the guitar. I'll write a melody,
Yeah.
but you know, a way I do is like Harry. A lot of times, the first thing out of my mouth when I'm listening to music that somebody sent me or I've written, somebody sends me music and I'll put it on, and all of a sudden I'll start singing to it. The first lyrics out of my mouth are what the song ends up
Yeah,
being about.
that's
because
cool.
it's like all of a sudden you start, something comes out of your mouth like
Yeah.
that, and it starts coming around that. And then I
Yeah.
might skip to the chorus and write it first, but the first lyrics out kind of go,
That-
dude.
That's funny how that happens sometimes.
It's like
The-
magic.
Well, the other thing that's
Yeah.
interesting is like, and you're probably the same way. And you got the final vocal on an album is usually the first time you've ever sang it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you're not rehearsing the song when you're getting ready to sing. You just like you write, you got the lyrics, you know how it goes, and then you go and record it. So that happens a lot for a lot of people. Like the very first time the song is really sung is the final version on a lot of records. Not a lot of people think about that.
You compared it to guitar work, and you know, I feel like a guitar soloing and a vocalist have the same sort of like they can convey a melody, they can convey a certain emotion. I feel like guitar and vocals really do go hand in hand.
I agree 100%. I agree 100% because even as fast as Yngwie plays on some stuff, there's solos that he does do that you actually kind of sing along. You know his part.
Yeah.
Glenn Tipton to me is the biggest one who does that
Yeah.
because you'll sing solos that he's you know put on records Beyond the Realms of Death. You can sing the whole. You kind of almost like, man, it's almost like even rhythms. To be honest, I feel like that with a lot of rhythms. The thing that comes out on rhythm guitar, it's part that
Absolutely.
crowds can sing rhythm parts as well. So
When I saw Fear Factory, you know, Dino Kazars, the rhythm piece, you hear everybody in the audience go da 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 da.
absolutely,
da, da,
that's
da,
exactly what
like,
I'm talking about.
So
exactly,
it works the
you know,
exact
Black
same.
Sabbath was the kings of that, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you know.
Yep. Now, being that you guys are all from different projects, you know, Judas Priest, Iced Earth, Jack Panzer, is like this project meant to kind of be like kind of a hybrid of everything you guys have done previously into one, or are you trying to do something completely different that you've never really done in your previous projects?
For me, it's completely different. I kind of approach the vocals a little different because I wanted to. It was a chance for you to branch out and try something new. You know.
This music style is definitely influenced on everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so we're not reinventing the wheel musically because we want it just to have the core of heavy metal still intact. But what's the uniqueness is the three voices and the overlapping and having three powerful
Distinct personalities.
voices on there like just blasting it, you know, at once, which is something that's different. But musically, it's
Yeah, and me, I used all the influences that I had, and you know, I get to work a lot. I do a lot of different projects, a lot of singing. But this was great because with the three singers, it made me change things a little bit. You know, made me approach it a little bit differently. I did more layering, more raspy falsetto things, but a lot of layering on parts just because whether we used it or not, it made me not want to sound like these guys exactly. But it still was my style of singing. I'm just saying I was able to change things around even more than I usually would.
Yeah, definitely. Now, going back to lyrics, because there is three singers, you know, like, if one of you guys were to come up with a lyric, do you guys kind of have to, like, adjust maybe, or something like that? If somebody comes up with a lyric first, like, do the other two kind of have to adjust their vocal
Well, we
style?
did this one, like I did all the lyrics just to make it easier to get the thing done, you know, like our first one, we just wanted to be able to complete it since it was such a challenge. So I think moving forward, though, we'll probably collaborate on some, you know, lyrics and get these guys to put in their ideas. So we haven't really encountered that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just singing singing my stuff so far.
Yeah.
The footprint, he laid the footprint, and then we just kind of, put another foot on top of his footprint and changed it a little bit.
It's all about footprints, really. It's all
Yeah.
about feet.
Yeah, inside they have little feet.
Now, moving on to the self-titled album, were you guys trying to have like a certain formula that was consistent throughout this record, or is there multiple sides to this album that listeners are gonna hear?
A lot of different shades.
Yeah.
There's, it's always good to have it kind of go like a roller coaster, as you listen through a record. But we didn't, write the songs going like, we're gonna be like this. We just wanted great songs, and we just wrote, as it came, and the style covers a lot of different shades, like you talk about.
There's thrash,
Yeah,
there's
speed
rock,
metal.
there's speed, there's groove.
Yeah.
It's all over the gamut.
Power thrash.
Cover the whole periodic table
Yeah.
of metal
Yeah,
subgenres.
there's blast beats, but then there's just straight ahead rock songs like Sonic Suicide is kind of like for me anyway, straight ahead rock song. The Three Tremors is really almost kind of bouncy beating, man, but it's got the double bass when the verse comes in. It's just we just accidentally covered the whole spread of heavy metal.
Most of it overall is fast, though.
Okay. So it's a fairly consistent tempo.
Yeah, there's been a lot of reviews that are, this is like overload of testosterone, and oh my God, like sometimes it's some people are like it's too much, and
But it was
in
kinda meant
heavy
that
metal
way,
though,
wasn't it?
yeah, heavy
Consistency
metal.
is key.
There's no such thing as too much in heavy metal, so I can't even relate to
Exactly.
a comment
We
like that.
wanted it to be over
Yeah.
the top, because that's what metal was for us when we first got into it. It was outlandish. It was extravagant. It was like a spectacle.
Yeah.
Metal is not meant to hold back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and being that you have these multiple sounds with a consistent tempo, though, I feel like this could really appeal to multiple audiences, right?
I think so. I mean, to me, this kind of music is the foundation for where all the other subgenres came from.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you
I
say
mean
that?
it is, and I think it definitely is. Obviously we're aiming towards a certain market for sure. You definitely we're not going for someone who's probably a diehard.
We're not
Poison.
going for the Hot Topic crowd.
Yeah, we're not.
Oh,
Going
wait, what?
We're not. Well, we're going for any crowd.
We're going to cover Hot Topic later. We're going to cover Hot Topic.
We want all of them.
Yeah.
The main one is one. I mean, if we can bring people who used to have, posters of Poison's Unskinny Bop on their wall, nothing like a good fat fucking song, is it? I mean, that's basically Unskinny Bop.
Is that what
but
that is? I didn't know that.
Unskinny Bop. What's that? What is that?
That's
I don't
like
know.
Fat
not
fucking.
skinny.
Is that what it is?
Fat,
Not skinny,
unskinny,
banging.
bopping is
Yeah.
fucking
Okay.
fat fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, my brain hurts.
I learned something
Yeah.
new today.
So, anyways, we want them all. But we went for one thing. Mainly. I mean, we went at this is who's gonna like this. Metalheads, screaming vocals. Classic, over the top stuff. But it also does. It has elements that's gonna go. You never want to just get one type of
Yeah.
music. You're hoping that a lot of these young kids are into
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like this now. And that's the thing. It's kind of come back.
Yeah.
So.
In Europe, we had a lot of young kids show up that were just like freaking
Unfortunately, in
out.
America, it's 21 over every
Yeah.
place. So.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of kids, in the all ages shows that were just like all about it. So this you can be a fan of thrash or death and come to this and just like totally get off on it.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's been a lot of newer bands lately that kind of reinforce like some classic genres, like Power Trip, kind of reinforcing thrash metal. And,
Cool.
Greta Van Fleet, say what you want, but they kind
Yeah.
of brought back a classic rock vibe
Yeah,
to the crowd. So I feel like younger audiences are still going to want to venture into.
Yeah, but older classic bands are still selling out arenas, Maiden and Priest. And you go to those concerts, it's all ages.
Yeah.
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 Because all ages can go.
Yeah, exactly. I was at
So-
Madison Square Garden the other day. And,
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
you saw like one parent like having his like toddler kid on his shoulders.
When I used to tour with Judas Priest, and especially in America, because it was places that most of them could be all ages, there'd be families there. There'd be kids on the dad's shoulder and all ages. The whole family would be at the concert.
Any kids in the mosh pit or senior citizens?
Yeah, there wasn't. The seniors kind of moved back. People my age.
Mosh pit of walkers
Yeah.
going around. That'd be good. We should do a video. That's a good idea for next music video.
Yeah.
But
Mosh
the
Pit
greatest
Walkers.
part about when the seniors in the mosh pit is
The Walking Dead.
when they fall, they have that alert thing on, so it's falling. I can't get up. So it's kinda,
Exactly. There's certain like pit etiquette. Like I saw one person bring in like those airport blinkers to kind of like direct the circle pit around.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
But
That's
there really
hilarious.
is like in the pit with the song.
We have a song about.
but it
being
is
in the mosh
etiquette.
pit.
You do. You know, there's
Yep.
always that jerk who doesn't know the etiquette, right? But you're
Yeah.
always helping people. You smash someone's face and then you go, "Oh, get up!"
And if
Yeah,
you should
elbows
fall
fly and
down,
bloody your nose.
someone
Yep.
will pick you off the ground.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we have the song "The Pit Shows No Mercy," and that song is written all about the philosophy and the emotional experience and the etiquette of being in a mosh pit. So that's what that song was written about. So we address that on the
Yeah.
album.
Havoc has the best T-shirt that says "No Kung Fu in the Pit" or something like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I went to a show with my my kid, and it was Unearth and a bunch of.
Oh, I love
Oh yeah, and they were really good. But a bunch of other bands, and there was full on just karate pit going on. And I was just cracking me up, man. Seeing these dudes go out there and swing,
Cracking
like
you
just
up, but cracking skulls inside.
going for it with swinging the arm swinging and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now they have this weird like battle pit. They'll get on one side and they'll
Yeah,
just
they've had
kind of
that for-
choose a
that's
target
been a
goal
long
and they just
time
kind
now.
of
Wall of Death.
slam into each
Yeah,
other.
Wall of
Wall
Death.
of Death.
What
They've
the
had that
hell?
for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
The Wall of Death.
They had that when I was in Judas Priest. Those bands had it, not for Judas Priest,
Yeah.
but
That's
for
awesome. Wall of Death is sick.
what's the band that's big on that?
Killswitch Engage.
Yeah,
no, but
yeah,
no,
yeah.
an older one than that.
Yeah,
An older
Five
band.
Finger Death. Fuck.
It starts with a K though. It's an old band. It's a
Oh,
band that's been-
Creator?
Creator.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I thought they were the
Yeah.
ones who started it. Because I remember
Satan
way
is
back
real.
20, 15 years ago, Creator concert.
I saw this one I saw never done before. We played this thing called the Fiesta del Sol. This Mexican band, Maldita Versidad. They're huge in Mexico. Kind of a rock band. And they did, this was like literally 10,000 people, you know, like as big as a football field. And they got everyone to just run back and evacuate the entire floor. The whole crowd just, I don't know where they went. It just like, and then came out like, I had never seen that one, man. That was pretty
Well,
sick.
they do that a lot of
Isn't
my
that what
shows.
security's supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They just like, and the whole thing just moved all the way back.
I've been
and
doing
all
that for
around.
years, watching people disappear.
Is that-
Right?
is
so I don't know what.
That's not that new.
Now, one other question I really was curious is because I could tell by listening to this, you guys put a lot of effort into this music and stuff, and very technically impressive. But when you're playing live, how different of a game is it versus playing it in like the studio or a practice space?
We're all looking at each other.
Yeah, it's very different. It's like we get to finally express it, everything that was pent up that we put on the album. You know, we get to basically create a personality out of the music, and you know, especially when you're a singer, it's coming like Sean said earlier, man. It's coming from your soul. It's coming from your whole body. I mean, your whole body generates the sound that you create. So, I mean, you finally get to just express the song instead of just record it.
For me, somehow, it's easier for me to sing live than it is like recording track.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a
I don't,
first.
I don't
Me
know.
too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
always been.
it's like-
I had to learn to sing in the studio.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to like. I went through a phase where it was so frustrating. Like I'd be at practice just like wailing it, and then I'd get to go record, and like I couldn't fucking sing. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And then you have to learn to just not just pretend you're not even in the studio and you're just singing to yourself in the car basically when you record. But so yeah, singing live is just it's usually easier, and it's cool to have, like I said, three guys singing because there's not a whole lot of pressure. Because like someone else will cover the ground if you need it. It really helps. Because I was doing the rehearsals by myself, singing these Three Tremors songs by myself, and it's a pain in the ass. And like, oh, now we get to have these. I got two more singers.
Oh, I prefer it that way when we're all live. I like when you sing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So before we go, I want to thank you guys so much for your time. You're obviously hitting the Gramercy Theater March 4th. I will be seing you there.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Thanks, man.
Great time.
Bring some people, man. It's a
That's-
big place. We need
Absolutely.
to pack that place somehow.
Listen, there's a brand, or they're not new really anymore, but they're a younger band, and they just sold out Gramercy Theater today. So,
Really?
Yep, and I'll be there later tonight.
Can they get on the bill and open for us? Can we put them on the bill?
I'll ask them for you when I interview them later today.
Yeah, tell them like to bring all their heads down there, and
We'll do.
we'll put them on the guest list or something. You
we'll
gotta do
do.
something to get them down there.
We'll do. Different type of audience. Like
But
that,
now
as
you were talking about the Hot Topic earlier. That's your nickname,
Captain Hot Topic.
Captain
yes.
Hot Topic. And you know, a lot of people trash Hot Topic, but every time I'm in a mall, that's the first place I go is Hot
They
Topic.
got all the cool heavy metal shit there.
They got
man.
superhero shit. They got video game shit.
All
I
the
mean,
concert shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then in the back they got the porno shit.
What?
What? They
In the
didn't have
back
that
of
when I
Hot
was going
Topic,
there.
yeah,
What
yeah.
porno
They had
stuff?
these like, you know,
The door that's
yeah,
opens.
it's like way in the back. They got handcuffs. They
Oh
got
yeah,
lingerie,
S&M
They
shit.
got the
yeah.
S&M stuff.
I thought you meant
yeah.
like naked stuff, like
Yeah.
real
No,
porn.
they got blow up dolls and toys and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't trash Hot Topic. It's pretty.
My mom had to bring me there when I was in high school, so I'm very thankful she didn't see that section.
it's
the
in the back.
the fluffy padded handcuffs. are
yeah,
definitely-
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just after the Gramercy Theater Show, is there anything else you would like to promote with this brand new record cycle?
Well, just look at the tour dates. I mean, look at the tour dates for the Three Tremors and spread the word about the record. I mean, that's the main thing, you know. Just go on the websites and the Facebook pages and check it out.
Got a new music video for Bullets for the Damned. That's awesome. It's freaking us shooting a bunch of monsters
So
in
badass.
a post-apocalyptic, blown-out world. So watch the videos, share the stuff, and support metal. That's
Yes.
the most important thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, we
Thank
are
you, buddy.
here.
Thank you.
We are here with the Three Tremors self-titled album. Pick it up if you haven't already. We'll see you next time on Heavy New York, everybody. Come to the Sabbath! That was awesome.